ครับวันนี้นะครับเรามีนะครับ3บริษัทสตาร์ทอัพนะครับที่จะมานำเสนอครับให้กับทางปตท.นะครับเดี๋ยวท่านแรกนะครับผมขอเรียนเชิญนะครับคุณเบอร์นาร์ดลีนะครับผมนะครับจากบริษัทเฮสปานะครับผมนะครับเป็น CFA นะครับเป็น Co-founder แล้วก็เป็น Founder และ CEO นะครับขอเรียนเชิญคุณเบอร์นาร์ดลีครับขอเสียงปรบมือครับ
Hi, my name is Bernard Lee. I'm here today to present how our green energy and carbon project can work with Thailand's impressive energy sectors. We are a team of global professionals seated by the Prime Minister's office in Singapore. Our core technology is a real-time AI engine coupled with human-centric interfaces and a real-time data infrastructure. More about technology. We use something called graph neural network, which is a new technology in recent years used by NASA for advanced control application. I got into this because my PhD advisor is known as the father of graph theory, and we're working with a professor of electrical engineering pioneering this field. And we are very lucky to work with a business advisor who is a well-known expert in sustainability. We apply our tech to areas where we have deep domain expertise. These are just some of the awards and press mention that we've earned. In the R&D front, it is public information that we collaborate with Imperial College in the UK, Germany's Fraunhofer Institute, and Stanford Data Science. The challenges: use AI robot to produce green energy, reuse the same AI tech to automate your existing production processes, transition into an enabler of bio and green energy. Overall benefits to help you stay ahead of the game and to help Thailand manage your transition from gas production, which has peaked. We'll go through this solution one at a time. First solution, we propose to produce green energy with a tech called solar thermal. It works up to 24 hours per day at 40 plus efficiency instead of the 20% efficiency of typical solar panels. Moreover, solar panels can be in trouble as a green solution if regulators start counting the massive amount of carbon generated in the process of manufacturing them today. And the hydrogen generated can be processed into synthetic natural gas. These are schematics drawn up by a team of petroleum engineers sent to us by a foundation of the Saudi royal family. The oil and gas industry generates a significant amount of carbon. We have the tech to sequestrate the carbon, and we'll use a portion of that carbon to produce the synthetic natural gas to create what we call a certified 1% blend with LNG. This reuses the existing LNG infrastructure. Importers like Japan will pay a good premium on those blends because of upcoming regulations. The sequestration tech is patented and developed initially as a Los Alamos National Lab, as you could remember from Oppenheimer, and we reuse the ground heat from the sequestration tank. We can show you a proposal that has been validated by seasoned investment professionals. The key highlight is that we can pay back within 2 years of operation with a very investable IRR. Our team is credible because everyone has been in the energy business for a very long time working with energy MNCs, and the R&D has been validated scientifically. Solution 2, solar thermal has been proven for decades. Our innovation is to use AI to solve traditional bottlenecks in scale and control, meaning that you can use the same AI robot to control existing energy production processes. More specifically, we work with the Fraunhofer Institute to bring IoT high temperature and high pressure sensor designed for the German chemical industry so that solar thermal no longer need a massive footprint to be economically feasible. Why real-time AI control is so hard, even for the American tech giants? The trick is to reduce streaming real-time data into something that's more manageable without retraining the new network continuously. Anyway, our AI engine is built with technology called graph neural network, which do exactly that. You can then use the same tech to upgrade and automate your existing oil and gas production. These are not arbitrary claims. We have validated science at some of the most respected AI and sustainability journals. Solution 3, helping you transition into an enabler of bio and green energy. In bioenergy, we have looked at 2 processes. First, ammonia conversion using bioenzyme, and second, high-efficiency biohydrogen generation from agricultural waste. I'm sure you're also looking at the other bioenergy processes as well. To your customer, the green capacity will not come online tomorrow, but they will still have to comply with global regulation by as soon as 2025. The solution? Our virtual power plant platform, which will help your green energy user manage the entire cycle of carbon asset creation, monitoring, trading, control, all the way to sustainability reporting based on TCFD standard. The solution is similar to an energy asset platform that I built for BlackRock to oversee the bulk of energy asset in New York. Let me show you a little bit, just real quick about the ESG screen from software. With our software, we can also help green energy buyers with transition financing. Turn the cash flow of committed buyers into asset-backed tokens. This is not hypothetical. We have received verbal in principle approval from the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission to issue these tokens. And then we can attach high integrity carbon offset tokens to those securities. In summary, our tech can help you maintain leadership in energy by repositioning yourself as an enabler of bio and green energy transition. Finally, let me just add that we do have a demo of our fintech solution at the reception. I'm going to be in Thailand for a couple of days, so I would love to connect with everyone to be able to explore further. Thank you.
คุณนี้ครับขอบคุณมากครับมี3 นาทีครับเชิญครับผมนะครับมีคำถามคอมเมนต์ไหมครับเชิญเลยครับ
Thank you for your comprehensive presentation. How does the production of hydrogen via concentrate solar compare to other methods? What advantage does this approach offer?
Okay, so first of all, we are using solar thermal, which can work up to 24 hours a day, as you know. I mean, solar using just PV panels, which I think most of you call a solar panel, stop working after dark, right? And then the efficiency is up to 40% versus traditional efficiency and using solar panel is 20%. And more importantly, the last point being that solar panel actually, there's some research that is going on right now, that solar panel, the manufacturing process is actually a very carbon intensive process. So in a way, many regulators are kind of grandfathering that right now, but at some point, if they start counting that carbon, right, solar panel may become a less attractive solution as compared to solar thermal, which is basically use mirror. It's a very old and proven technology as we're working in California for more than 4 decades. It's just that in the past, the problem is it's very, very massive. You require like a massive site because you need a lot of people and control and data center and all that. And what we're proposing is essentially get rid of all the people, right? You know, that may sound wrong, right? Just automate that just so that we can, like, for instance, put that on top of a building, a factory, on top of on a building roof, on a factory, and then you can actually control that. Okay, so where the innovation actually comes in is real-time AI is very, very hard. I can assure you that folks like Google and OpenAI cannot do that because they back train their AI and then it kind of like overnight. But to be able to do it in real time, there are a lot of computational techniques involved, and we went to the extent of using a quantum computer on that. And the reason why we're so good at that is that initially we were funded by Singapore to build this for a fintech application, which we have to deal with lots and lots of data from all kinds of sources. And the fintech application is good enough just so that we have achieved up to double-digit outperformance without using leverage, country bet, or sector bet. It's just like everyone's kind of asking, hey, what's going on? We're making all the portfolio manager jobless. But I mean, the point being that this is infrastructure that costs more than $1 million to build. Okay, and it is sitting on 40 different servers in AWS. So this is a very large infrastructure. So what we are proposing is take the infrastructure and try to see whether we can make magic happen in sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you.
ครับขอบคุณครับอันนี้ตัวเรมาชาตินะครับขอเสียงปรบมือครับผมครับขอบคุณครับครับท่านต่อไปนะครับคุณมิลินนะครับเอียดก้านะครับco-founder CEO นะครับ Acute Breathing Service ครับผมนะครับสักครู่นะครับขอเสียงปรบมือครับคุณมิลิน
What if you could reduce the carbon footprint of your manufacturing operations? And what if you could enhance the productivity of your machines at the same time? Sounds like a dream. Recently, a Fortune 50 consumer product giant challenged us to demonstrate our claims by choosing a high-speed line at one location for a pilot. In just 6 weeks, the line had produced 5.6% incremental output because it did not shut down. At the end of the first full year, the line had consumed 7% lower energy. We are now rolling out the solution at all their sites around the world. In another example, a blower was getting choked because the impeller was having a problem. We recommended that the customer take a shutdown and clean up the impeller, which they did. As soon as the impeller was cleaned, the vibration came down significantly. What surprised the customer, however, was that at the same time, the energy drawn by the blower came down by a whopping 30%. They are now rolling out energy monitoring at more strategic machines. When we get to work, we install sensors at critical point on machines which transmit the vibration signal to cloud-based servers that run proprietary algorithms. Our engineers vet and communicate to the customer whom we look to rate us for the accuracy. We are at 97% accuracy. There are a few other solutions that do predictive maintenance. 100% of them use pure machine learning. We use machine fundamentals supplemented by machine learning. What's the big difference? 3 things that you benefit. Benefit 1, we provide our recommendations from day 1 versus months later. Benefit 2, we provide months advance notification of emerging failures versus days. Benefit 3, we provide tremendously accurate predictions with no false positives or negatives. As a startup, we are happy for customers to consume our service in a variety of ways. Sanjay, my co-founder and CTO, has been in the business for 40 years, starting in Denmark and now in India, and he is passionate about the subject. I have 38 years of corporate commercial experience in India, Japan, China, and Singapore. We have together 22 team members and 30 plus customers cutting across industry verticals. Recently, we have been selected, we're the only Asian startup to be selected to participate in the Basque Open Innovation Forum, where we are working with a European steel manufacturer to implement predictive maintenance. We are helping CapitaLand implement predictive maintenance in their water management system. And we're working with the University of Cambridge spin-off to predict the emerging problems with bridges in the UK. These are a few of our important customers, from Fortune 50 American corporation to Fortune 100 to an Irish cement manufacturer to an auto component French manufacturer to a Spanish steel maker, and numerous corporates cutting across industry verticals in India. To test our claims, all we ask is a 1-minute sample of any vibration sensor installed on an equipment. We will provide our analysis within 24 hours. To test for a pilot, we offer a 100% money-back guarantee if we are not able to deliver a demonstrable improvement in your equipment condition in just 12 weeks. Today we are looking for engaging more customers in Thailand, which is a manufacturing powerhouse for both Japan and Thailand. We expect to approach, as we continue to expand globally, we expect to approach financing needs. Thank you so much for your great attention.
ขอบคุณนะครับคุณมีเนียครับผมครับผมเชิญทางปตทครับผมครับ
Thank you. So, how do you scale to other countries in ASEAN?
Today we have customers in Thailand, we have customers in Philippines, and customers in Singapore. We are absolutely happy to expand all over because we offer remote predictive maintenance. Our sensors can, so long as there is 4G, we can pick up the signal and monitor it from a remote location. AWS servers can monitor the vibration signal anywhere in the world, whether in Antarctic or in Arctic.
Thank you. That's all from me.
โอเคครับขอบคุณครับผมครับ
Thank
โอ
you.
เคครับขอบคุณครับขอบคุณคุณนิรินทร์ครับผมขอบคุณมากครับแล้วก็ระดับสุดท้ายนะครับสำหรับนะครับChallenge Owner นะครับบริษัทที่2นะครับเป็นบริษัทสตาร์ทอัพที่3นะครับที่จะเข้ามาทางออนไลน์นะครับผมนะครับคุณวิศวะคาเอเดกนะครับ Regional Director จากบริษัท TBM นะครับเดี๋ยวขออนุญาตทีมงานเซตหน้าจอสักครู่นะครับคุณวิศวะคาเอเดกบริษัท TBM นะครับสักครู่ครับผมครับพร้อมไหมครับ楓さん聞こえますか
はい。
はい、では今からよろしくお願いします。どうぞ。
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today, and I'd like to apologize for not being able to participate in person in Bangkok. My name is Katie from TBM, and I'm going to present our proposal for joint development of CCU LIMEX. Firstly, I'd like to introduce our original product called LIMEX. So here, what is LIMEX? LIMEX is a new material primarily comprised of limestone and combined with a small amount of resin. LIMEX contains more than 50% of limestone. We provide LIMEX into two forms, pellets and sheet. LIMEX can be used as a paper or plastic alternative, and providing it in pellets or sheets, allowing it to have diversity in the products it can be. Why limestone we chose as the main resource is because it is abundant resource worldwide, which leads the material to have a stable price in the market. Also, it emits lower greenhouse gas emissions compared to extracting oil for plastics. This slide describes why LIMEX sheet is important to contribute to water resources. As it says here, 51% of the world population could be at high water risk by 2050. And if you use LIMEX sheet as alternative to papers, you can reduce the usage of water 97%. And also no trees are needed here. And the slides here illustrate the importance of using LIMEX as alternative to plastics. First, it is estimated that the use of plastics will increase 3.1 times by 2050 as the population grows. And LIMEX can contribute to reduce considerably the use of petroleum-based resins and greenhouse gas emissions. LIMEX has been delivered in over 10,000 companies, and it is used for various products. Some of these are pharmaceutical shopping bags, plastic toy model, hanger, hotel amenities like toothbrushes, and combs. Manufacturing, yes. And one notable international success that TBM was involved with cases for cosmetic packaging created by Kendo brand. The Kendo brand is a part of famous French luxury brand LVMH. As a result of adopting LIMEX to their packaging, the brand Kendo can reduce their plastic usage and CO2 emissions. We, TBM, has a roadmap not only for developing applications of LIMEX, but also for developing raw materials of LIMEX. Currently, we developed until LIMEX 1.0 and 2.0, which are blends of petroleum-based resin or plant-based resins. However, in the future, even the limestone will utilize CO2 collected from the air, aiming for CO2-based limestone and environmentally-friendly resins. We also recognize that the development of CCU technology is an essential milestone for TTT Group to reach EP Net Zero 2050. Here, I will explain why we are a prominent CCU partner. First, let me make sure that the disadvantages of conventional CCU. This is, they have limited applications such as cement, and the prices are not competitive against inexpensive applications. However, with our technologies we developed with the Japanese top universities, we can expand applications in existing Linux market, and also we can develop the better functions and physical specifications. And here TBM has set ambitious goals. We aim to be a carbon negative business by 2030 and also to circulate 1 million tons of Limex and plastics. That is all for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening today.
ครับก็ได้ตัวผู้ประสานครับขอบคุณครับผมครับเชิญทางปตทครับผมครับ
Thank you for your presentation. So, what is the response from your customer?
Thank you so much for your question. Sorry, I'm not too sure. Okay. So thank you so much for your question. To be honest, we are still under development and we are still collecting those feedback. So for now, it's a bit difficult to share the feedback for now. But still, our customers believe that for our valid our applications, because we have developed the Limex already, so they're expecting us for these applications in the future.
Okay, thank you.
ขอบคุณครับผมนะครับはい質問はまず以上になりますありがとうございますขอบคุณนะครับขอบคุณคุณนะครับวิศวะไทยครับขอสรุปอีกครั้งนึงครับผมขอบคุณありがとうございましたครับก็จบไปสำหรับนะครับ Challenge Owner นะครับบริษัทที่2นะครับบริษัทปตทครับกลับมานะครับที่ห้องสำหรับนะครับบริษัทที่3นะครับ Challenge Owner นะครับนะครับบริษัทวะรุ่นนะครับผมนะครับขออนุญาตเชิญคุณสัญญาครับบนเวที Challenge Owner นะครับบริษัทที่3ขอเสียงปรบมือครับผม
Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So, Varuna is part of PTTEP, and PTTEP is under PTT Group. So, just for your information, and PTTEP is focused on exploration and production. So, we are the national oil and gas company, and for Varuna, we support PTTEP in terms of AI and robotic solutions, especially in terms of how do we help PTTEP and PTT Group do decarbonization. Not only the PTT Group, who is energy sector, but also other corporates in this country in order to achieve the carbon neutral target and the net zero target. So back to PTTEP, we set a very ambitious goal that we would like to go net zero within 2050. And part of that is, of course, we have to reduce the emission, reduce the footprint in the oil and gas production. Another part is we have to also provide and secure the carbon credit that is from the nature base, which is the type of carbon credit that is removable type. So Varuna vision is to help PTTEP and PTT Group to achieve the net zero target by supplying the nature-based carbon solutions. And for today, we like to looking for any startups or any partner who have the technology that can help us achieve this goal in supply, provide, and do the carbon credit from nature-based solutions. So our vision is to supply the carbon credit around 1 million tons of carbon credit within this next 10 years. And we focus only on nature-based carbon credit from the farmland and from the forest, which is the renewable type. In the past, we have developed a lot of technologies in order to help improve productivity in the farm and shift the farmers into low carbon farming, as well as trying to help solve the pain points in the forestry sectors in terms of how do we monitor and quantify the carbon credit. And right now we have a platform that is ready to plug in with all of the startup and partners to help them visualize, monitor, and quantify the amount of carbon credit. So for today, the challenge that we set up is we're looking for startup and partner to help accelerate the technology developments in terms of how do we secure more supply of the carbon credits And another one is how do we like develop the transparent marketplace, because Thailand is still under voluntary market, and it's our joint journey ahead to become like more intense or more driven into regulated market in the future. So the first challenge for PTTEP and Varuna is how do we like ensure that we can monitor and can like measure the carbon credit that originates from the farmland, because the farmland is like Thailand is agriculture countries, right? So farmland is like a very huge amount. And next one is how do we like scale it with the remote sensing technology so that we don't have to like send the manual operation into every farm and every forest. The challenge number 2 is more of like how do we use the organic sources in order to improve the soil or enhance the ecosystem to produce more of the nature-based carbon credit. And last but not least, the challenge number 3 is how do we develop the ecosystem. Of course, PTTEP and PTT Group would like to everyone to understand the carbon credit, the market, where it's formed, and would like everyone to be part of this. So how do we like develop the ecosystem and make it like very transparent by, it can be like a tokenization, it can be like blockchain technology, how to provide like the liquidity in the market and transparent in the market. Thank you.
ครับขอบคุณครับอะไรต่อมาเรามีบริษัทสตาร์ท3บริษัทนะครับที่จะมานำเสนอครับเดี๋ยวขออนุญาตเรียนเชิญบริษัทแรกเลยครับคุณสุเอตสุกุนะครับโคชินะครับ founder and CEO นะครับซาสินะครับครับผมนะครับเดี๋ยวว่าโยโรชิกุนะเตชิมัสครับขอเสียงปรบมือครับคุณสุเอตสุกุครับ
Hello everyone. I'm Hiroshi Suetsugu, founder and CEO of Sustainacraft. Just 2 days ago, I was in Brazil, so it was a bit hard for me to get here. I mean, took a 30 hours flight from Brazil to Japan, and on the day of arrival, we left Japan for Thailand. But I'm very happy to be here to join this event in person. So in Brazil, we met so many people working in forest restoration, afforestation, reforestation, and sustainable agriculture activities. And they are seeking opportunities to sell carbon credit they have generated or they will generate so that they can maintain their activity. And we support investment matching with the potential clients, potential buyers or investors. So basically what we are doing as a company. So our company is a climate tech company with a mission to promote sound climate financing mechanism for nature capital. So let me talk a little bit about the background of our business. As you may know, in the carbon market, there are growing criticism against junk carbon credit or offsetting behavior of the corporates. So as a result, companies is becoming to be silent about ambitious climate commitment, and also the carbon market transaction was not that active as expected. So this is basically what we do. On the top, we support corporates to conduct due diligence about the quality of the carbon credit they are going to purchase. So we support the large energy sector companies like Tokyo Gas or other electricity companies. And on the bottom, we support investment matching. So in the carbon credit market, it takes around 5 years to get the first carbon credit issuance after they submit the application to the registries. So basically they need initial financing to maintain their activity. So from that perspective, we support the initial investment. And also we are preparing to launch the Nature Fund so that we can directly invest into the nature-based solutions across the globe. I will not cover detail in this presentation, but we will cover various project types and also the geographies. And this is our team members, 4 members. We are a team of experts from a very different background, including financing, carbon market, and data science, causal inference technique, remote sensing, geospatial engineering, and DNA sequencing. So we have a stack of technology and knowledge that we require to understand the very complicated carbon market. And by combining the different expertise, we are able to assess the quality or validity of the amount of the carbon credit generated from each project. So here we validate each project from the baseline, permanence, MRV, or additionally perspective. And we also cover different type of projects like RED or reducing emission from deforestation and forest degradation, ARR, afforestation type of things, and ARC is a wetland project. So this is the final slide, and this is a proposal to challenge owner, which is the Varna and the PTTEP. So first one is the carbon project development support. So I think we can support the preparation of a PDD or project design document. We have a very deep knowledge about the project development for the carbon standards such as VERA. And second one is the financing support. So I think we can support seeking potential buyers and investors of the carbon credits that you will generate in the future. And the last point, carbon procurement support. That is also true for the general audience here. So first topic is to support whole procurement strategy. As you may understand, the regulatory framework or global initiatives such as ICBC, MCCP, or BCMI is becoming very complicated. So you need to have a very structured procurement strategy, how as a company to utilize the carbon credit. And the second one is the due diligence support. As I mentioned, we support several companies to conduct the due diligence of the high quality carbon credit. And so third one is to connect to the project developers. Particularly now we have a very strong relationship with South American project developers. And the last one is participation in the nature fund, as I mentioned. So we are welcome any companies to join as a limited partners in our fund. So that's it. Thank you very much.
เชิญทางบริษัทครับผมครับ
Hello. Just one question about like how do you differentiate yourself from the verification body? Like the criteria of your ready project, is this different from the VVP, or do you like have a plan to be a VVP?
No, I will not be a VVP. So basically what VVP does is the binary classification, like okay or not okay. But even if they say okay, there is some not binary one. And someone is a very high quality, another one is not that good. And also now we focus on the more early phase project, as I mentioned, on the bottom one. So it is prior to the approval of the VVP. So what the investor needs to do is to quantify the risk associated with any nature-based solutions. So what we can provide.
Thank you.
ครับขอบคุณครับให้อะไรต่อมาครับขอบคุณครับขอสวัสดีครับครับบริษัทที่2นะครับบริษัทญี่ปุ่นเช่นเดียวกันครับขอเรียนเชิญคุณซากาโมโตะคาสึกินะครับคุณซากาโมโตะคาสึกิครับ Head of Regional Business นะครับจากบริษัทซักรีครับผมครับขอสวัสดีครับ
Hi, good afternoon everyone. I'm Kazuki from Saguri. We want to present carbon credit generation based on satellite data plus AI analysis. So I'm not flying from Japan, I'm based in Singapore, so it was just 2.5 hour flight, so it was very nearby. And before joining Saguri, I was working both at private and public sector, including the United Nations JICA, and I'm really passionate to achieve inclusive society in emerging market. So this is our application. So you can register if you are farmer, your farmland, just one touch, and you can also check the status of the cultivation crop. Not only that, you can check actually in the soil condition inside of the soil from satellite data, such as carbon and nitrogen. You don't have to check the soil manually. So you can see the gradation even in the farmland. So as you just saw, we can provide very quick and cheap soil analysis utilizing satellite data. It's because our CTO, Mr. Tanaka, he's still working as a professor at Gifu University. This is his research topic. So this is something we can hold as competitive edge among satellite companies. So you can check like carbon amount, nitrogen amount, pH, CEC. That's why we can recommend to farmers what's the optimum amount of chemical fertilizer based on our data. And in typical case in ASEAN country, we see too much amount of chemical fertilizer is using. So we generally recommend to reduce the chemical fertilizer to be the best amount. So again, our difference compared to other satellite company is we can do soil analysis from satellite data. And as I said, we can reduce the chemical fertilizer, which will be the basis to generate carbon credit. So reducing the chemical fertilizer will of course help farmers to reduce the cost, but it also helps the environment as well. The chemical fertilizer is emitting the N2O, which has very bad impact to climate change. So reducing the chemical fertilizer will save the earth as well. So in summary, what Sagri can do, we can do soil analysis from satellite. Then farmer will be able to reduce the fertilizer amount without any risk of its production loss, because this is data-based. We can check nitrogen amount. Then it will help cost as well, but it will also help the greenhouse gas emission. And that reduction of the greenhouse gas will be certified, such as by Vera, as just mentioned. We are now asking to Vera to certify our project. We are doing in Thailand and India. So in terms of Varuna challenge, we want to propose the challenge 1. How do we monitor and efficiently measure carbon credits from farmland, especially using remote sensing technology? So this is what we propose. So basically, we want to support Varuna to generate carbon credit by utilizing our satellite technology. Then we also want to support them to sell the credit once credit is certified. We have a network with Japanese companies. Also, I'm based in Singapore, so I can sell to Singapore company as well. So we want to support in terms of generation of carbon credit, also selling the credit to private companies. And we really want to save the farmers from the sharing the profit from selling the credit to private company. And this is proposal to general audience, including you. So if you are like working at agriculture companies or agriculture organization, agricultural insurance company or agri-tech, and if you have network with farmers, we want to really co-create carbon credit with you. Then we want to share the profit with you, including farmers. So let's make the carbon neutral society by utilizing satellite data and AI. Thank you so much.
ขอบคุณครับได้เลยนะครับครับเชิญครับวรุณาครับผมครับ
Very interesting and alive with our challenge. My question will be about technical data analytics part. Do you like have a pre-calculate data or a real-time soil analytics from the satellite? Is it like a pre-process or a real-time, or how frequent we get that soil data?
I see. What we can do is 3 to 4 days, every 3 to 4 days. But typical case, what we do is just twice before cultivation, also after harvesting. Just twice we do our soil analysis, and we compare pre and post comparison to confirm how the nitrogen and carbon amount will be changed.
And the model that you use in Japan, is it applicable for the soil in Thailand as well?
That's a very good question. So we use the AI. So typical case, we have to get some actual data first. So in Thailand case, I need to get the actual soil sample, let's say 100, then ask our AI to run, so that our accuracy will be higher. So with only satellite data, I would say accuracy is 80%, but with actual data, it will increase to 90%.
ครับขอบคุณครับให้อะไรตัวจะมาฉัดนะครับ
Thank you so much.
เป็นคำที่เราจะไม่ขาดขอบคุณครับผมนะครับสำหรับบริษัทที่3นะครับเป็นบริษัทไทยนะครับบริษัทนะครับเวคินนะครับไทยแลนด์คุณศักดิ์ยงนะครับพัฒนาเวคินครับผมนะครับเดี๋ยวขอเอาโพเดียมลงนะครับผมนะครับครับคุณศักดิ์ยงครับเชิญครับขอเสียงปรบมือครับ
こんばんは。はじめまして。僕は北京からです。ขออนุญาต So I'm from Waking Thailand. Right now, I want to question about how much we emit each industry, right? And right now we have voluntary and mandatory policy to get the assessment of carbon emission. But our world don't have time to wait until everyone learn how to do the carbon accounting. We need something to some data to make the policy or execution immediately. Just imagine that we have like 3 million light of industrial that emit every day. But if we don't have any data to make the policy or do any action, we may be too late for this. For example, from EU, right? They got that use data from satellite to assess the carbon emission, and they act immediately. So in the results, they got improved significantly. So we can have select to be the space economy from NIA. That means we can access from satellite data from of the government resource in Thailand, and comparing with traditional solution that if you use people, man-hours to assess the carbon, maybe it's too much. And even you install the IoT, how much you need to install, or think about the budget and cost. Even you use the drone to fly around, what is the routine-based management? Can you fly the drone every day to get the data like a routine-based data? So we propose the combination of this technology together that make our platform work 10,000 times faster and 100,000 cheaper. This is our patent, AI Carbon Auditor. That we use the satellite data to get the carbon emission and carbon absorption. For the carbon absorption, carbon emission, we just penetrate into one of area, and this is the resolution is 1 square kilometers. But for the carbon absorption, this one is carbon, also GHG gas. We not only carbon emission, we also can assess the methane gas also. But for the carbon absorption, we found the solar-induced fluorescence, that the plant emit the solar-induced fluorescence during the photosynthesis only. That means only time they absorb the carbon, they can emit the solar-induced fluorescence. That our spectrometer can capture and assess the carbon absorption from the plant or forestation. But we need to combine with the other technology like a drone to count the number of the tree, the plant, to align with the carbon credit scheme like TIWO in Thailand. So with the data, we use technology of AI and 3D to get this information together to do some projection, like 3D projection like this. Okay, with our pattern of digital MRV, we use get the data from drone, satellite, and everything from to be the monitoring part and reporting to the AI and encrypt on the blockchain and send this data to carbon audit, carbon credit logistic. In the results, we can get a baseline audited and have a progress report. Also measure the zero key things to do. So we can in the outcomes we get a instant carbon footprint report, carbon credit, and real-time decarbonization management, simplify carbon accreditation, and also get into the Thailand exchange carbon credit exchange market. And the cost is quite effective. That's very low. It's only, and we can give you a real-time data for the whole month. The refresh rate is daily. From our team, this is the market size in Thailand. For the industrial park, we have 3 million light, and forestation is about 102 million light. So our team, CTO, from Osaka University, he have expertise to use satellite data and AI to improve the weather forecast. Okay, and I'm a professional in carbon auditing professional license.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับก็ไม่ได้เดี๋ยวจะมาสักครับเชิญวรุณาครับผมครับ
So can you give any like example of project that have been to the digital MRV and is the like acceptance by the TGO yet?
In TGO, we do right now is public hearing, if you know, right? So, but we have these references with the EGAT to do the rec, and we have one project with the PTTOR to do the rural recycle. But they don't need to review yet. Sorry.
So maybe can you explain a little bit about like digital MRV? How does that work?
Right. Normally we have the big pain point of to get the carbon credit. This is validate and verify cost, right? So with digital MRV is like a transform people to paper process to be the machine to machine process that more accurate and the cost is nearly 2/7. So this is the digital MRV and the data is more reliable with the blockchain technology. The data is immutable.
ครับขอบคุณครับครับขอบพระคุณครับครับขอเสียงปรบมือครับผมครับไอ้ตัวเล็กมาชาขอบพระคุณครับผมครับครับแล้วก็สำหรับนะครับ Challenge Owner นะครับบริษัทที่4นะครับวันนี้นะครับมาจากบริษัทที่คนไทยเราก็รู้จักกันดีนะครับบริษัทอาชิโนโมโตะนะครับวันนี้ทางคุณฮาราดะเคนจินะครับจะมาเรียกว่ามาเล่ารายละเอียดนะครับให้รู้จักบริษัทอาชิโนโมโตะเพิ่มมากขึ้นครับผมขอเสียงปรบมือให้คุณฮาราดะครับผมครับ